Hi, this is Bill Koenig for Straight Circle Martial Arts, and this is defending your legs against kicks. So my first style was a real hard karate style. We were hard asses, right? We sparred with no gloves, full contact with the body, hard kicks, and we blocked everything with our shins. It's how I learned how to stop kicks. I would go home every day, and my shins would be black and blue like this with giant lumps on them, and that would go on for months. And they always hurt, always, because it was stupid. I mean, it's a simple way to do it. If he kicks at me and I just stick this up and try and block it, I can stop it, but it just hurts. And why would you do it? So what I learned later was it's like this. If he punches at me, I don't want to stop the force. As he punches at me, I want to move the force. Well, when you're defending legs, it's really the same thing. So, I'm borrow this from systemic, you like this. So, what happens is if you go like this and you create this, or you create angles, where the leg can actually just kind of ricochet off, you don't get kicked as hard. So if he kicks straight at me, and I do this, I have the ability to not stop it. I don't have the ability to stop it, but I have the ability to deflect it or take it in directions. Because I really don't want to stop it with my shin. So the problem with this though also is that you should practice it like this. Where how I like to do it is there's no form to this. Like if you're looking for a block or a defense, it's not really how it works. If he kicks, I want to move and just bump it. I want to bump it and move it. So every time he comes to me, I escape it, I move it, I bump it. Now this is off a committed kick. You know, it's different if someone's point flicking you. If they're point flicking me, I ignore it anyways, and I don't care, because it doesn't hurt. But if he was coming to crush a joint, right, I gotta have that ability to move the legs. Now, that's how you learn it first, because you need to see them. So as he kicks, I need to see how far it is, how I can move it, how I can get distance and time. The problem with that, though, is skilled fighters don't kick at the legs that far away. Why would you? You see how he's falling? He's falling because it's too far. So if I go like this and he holds my leg, right, that's the distance for a good kick in the middle. But if I go like this, do you see how short that is? So I have to reach to get that, and I'm going to fall inevitably. Good kickers who kick inside are short, right? Everything that comes in is very tight. Everything that comes in is very short and hard to defend. It's a function of distance. If he's a long ways away and he kicks, I have time to move and move my leg and do these things. Right? I can do this all day because I have time. But when he gets close and he kicks, I don't have time to step. And that's where they get difficult. So when he kicks, you have to have that ability in your hips to kind of protect yourself with your knees, help yourself. And it has to be just really short because you don't have any choice. When it's this close, you gotta have that ability to move it. For example, if he was a long ways away and he came at me, I have time to move my feet. But if we're here, I just have time to move my body. That's it, because it's too close. I don't have time to move. It's on me so fast. And kicks are like that. Now, I'll give you one other really good tip that's important for this. With kicks especially, the reason people throw low kicks at people is because they put themselves in a position to be kicked low. If you take long steps and you open yourself up, it's easy for him to kick me. Right? All day. So anytime I open up, it gives him something to kick. The closer you can keep your feet and the shorter your steps, the harder it is to hit you. So remember, the human body's funny. It's designed to protect the insides. There's strength on the outsides, but there's weakness on the insides. So anytime you stretch yourself out into a position to give them an opening on the insides, it really hurts. You see these kicks, and they hurt. But generally with a roundhouse, if you watch professional fights, Guys can take 5 or 6 of those in a fight, sometimes more, before they go down and their leg starts to not function well. Because it's protected more on the outside. Your fear should be the inside. The inside of the knee, the inside of the thigh, the inside of the ankle, the inside of the hip. All those are the really bad places. That's where you don't want to be hit. So the more you stay up, the more you protect yourself. The more you lean out, the more trouble you're going to have. I don't have people kick at me low at general a lot because I don't give them much to kick at, unless I want to. Sometimes, you can give someone something on purpose, dare them to do it so that you can kick them. But for the most part, you don't want to give it to them. But let's say hypothetically we were, and he was kicking at me anyways. See how there's a movement there. So if I was slow, see he kicks me there right in the front. But if I move just enough, or if I escape to move, I got a chance. You got to be very relaxed. Roundhouses, because skilled fighters kick forward to things that break and hurt. It's easier and safer to throw roundhouses. The reason you see roundhouses in sports, number one, is because it's really illegal to kick to the bad points. And number two, they're just easier to learn and take less skill. Anybody can take their leg and just swing it like a bat. Don't get me wrong. There are high levels of roundhouses. People get very good at them. But it's like a straight punch, right? Hardest punch to learn versus anyone who can throw this one. It's easier to do that. It's easier to throw a roundhouse kick. So roundhouse kicks are not as scary as you think. Most of the time, even if they're really hard, you can destroy them. When you see a roundhouse, ideally, what you want to do is you want to move a little bit. If you can just move, just a touch, right? It's really easy to destroy that, because if I was hitting a baseball and I hit it a fraction of a second late or a fraction of a second early and not in the middle, it's weak and it just dribbles off. Well, that's what you're doing with a roundhouse. If he throws it and I get inside it, there's no power on it. If he throws it and I get outside it, there's no power on it. Now, if he throws it really low, there are ways to deal with it. Suppose he was going really low and I could catch it early, but you got to have really good timing to do that. My personal opinion is if you see a roundhouse coming, you should move. If you just move a little bit, it destroys the motion. Always destroys it. Obviously too, you can just get out, which is a simpler idea. So when you do this, you want to do it in such a way to where you can recover. But ideally, you want to move. Everything's predicated on movement and when you fight. Everything. Anytime he kicks anything, all right, straight. Okay, I want to escape and do that. Now, how do you practice it? I'll show you a safe practice drill. You do it with a partner. Do it slow, please. You can do it fast later, but to start, you want to make this easy. So he grabs my arms, right? And we're just going to relax and we're going to move, right? Then he's going to kick at me somehow. And I'm going to move. He's going to throw a different kick. Right? I'm going to move. So every time he moves, I'm going to kind of evade this thing. And I'm going to try and stop these kicks. Did you see that last one? So he went to kick. I got inside it. That's all it was. I caught him there and just bounced it away. If you do this for long periods of time, again, there's no pattern. There's no move to this. You just have to do this and feel where you need to move to avoid it. As a kid comes, I want to just learn how to get inside and move and defend. Later, I'll start using my legs. And you start playing. Now, the second stage of this is he comes at me, I escape, and then I start trying to destroy his legs. Right? Boom. And you put him down. So, as he comes in, right, I want to stop this, I want to pop him. I'm in, groin, whatever I'm going to do, kick him. and you just start playing with balance. So a couple ideas. You guys know infinity sign, right? Let me show you one. If you practice infinity signs, forward and backwards, around with your legs, you'll learn how to do this. But realistically, it should be done in step. Right? Everything should be done with a step. If you don't step with it, it's very hard to do it in real life. Now, it also, if it's real close, like I said, sometimes it's just very tight work. Short, small. It can be done to the sides. Move and hook and grab. Another thing I like to do with these is I'll just get an object and I'll avoid, touch, avoid, touch, just touch, escape, escape, touch, escape. And just practice how you can set things up and move them with your legs. So you work the escape, you work the counter. You work the escape, you work the counter. And you just play along with it all the time. So, I know some of you probably are looking for preset self-defense. There is no preset self-defense with stuff like this. It's too fast, it's too close. You can't calculate the angle it's coming on. You just have to learn to mold with it and deal with it and try and off-balance them so you can continue your work. That's all you can do. So go home, play around with it, do the basic drills of movement. You do them higher too, right? Like this, just to get the idea. And then do them with a partner. And they're really fun, and it'll enhance your martial arts quite a bit.